Hello everyone. I hope you've been enjoying Curl School. I've been enjoying Curl School. I hope you enjoyed B this morning and Naomi this afternoon. And now it's time for me. So you learned how to style some curly textured hair, and then you learned how to take care and nourish 4C hair, and now how to give a blow dry but still protect the integrity of a curl, right? Because gone are the days where we are blow drying hair or making it be something to the end of itself where the curls don't come back. So if we are gonna blow dry hair, what is the best way to do it? So I have preset my hair because, as we all know, we're not doing a whole blow dry on this head in just half an hour time. So I've pre-done my hair, and I'm gonna give you a full spin to see what I've done. I've done Bantu knots, I've done zigzag parting so that you can diffuse the parting, and then I'll talk more about it after I get my last section finished. So this is it. 3 Bantu knots in the back. And then my front section here, I spin it to 9 in the back. The reason being is because I like my finish, the front, to be flat. Now, key things to note. I put no flat iron on the back 3, and I only pressed the root of the front so it sits in a little bit closer. And I'll talk to you more about how I manage my flat iron. So I'm gonna show you the technique for blow drying. But before I do, products I use prior to getting it all blown out. So I love the Nutriplenish shampoo and conditioner, the deep versions. So 1 shampoo with this, and then 1 Be Curly co-wash. And those are all the products right there. And all of the products today, you get 20% off on them. All the ones that I'm showing you, and then all the ones that are for all the curly girls. So everything in the Be Curly line, including the Fomoliant, and including men's liquid pomade, and my favorite, the Nutriplenish oil, which is, you'll see it in action in a minute. So here, 1 wash with a shampoo, 1 with a co-wash, and then the Nutriplenish deep conditioner. The only reason why I used shampoo today was because my hair was in a protective style all summer, and it needed 1 good cleanse with shampoo, then co-wash. If you feel like your hair needs more of a cleanse than that, you shampoo once, you co-wash twice. Then I sprayed the Nutriplenish leave-in conditioner all over once I rinsed my conditioner out. So I rinsed my conditioner out fully, then I put the leave-in in all over. Once I did that, I broke my hair up into the sections that you see, and now I put in oil, the Nutriplenish oil, multi-use oil, 1 to 2 pumps before I start blowing out. So 1 to 2 pumps in every section, and then I blow out, which is what you'll see. So here is my section of hair that's wet. Now, hair is best blown out from 100% wet to 100% dry. It's been a little while, so my ends are kind of drying out, so I'm gonna take my spray bottle and I'm gonna moisten it back down. Things to note is that my hair is looking very shiny now because it's been in that little tight bun for B. So the considerations that I make for my hair are for B, for a 4B client. So here I am, I'm wet. I'm gonna take 1 pump, because in the front I like to be a little lighter, and I put that throughout my hair. I divide it into 2 sections because this is a large section. Now, hair at the root is newer and gets all of your oils, and this hair down here is older, so I'm not gonna spend as much time down here as I am up here. I'm gonna take my multi-bristle brush, my blow dryer, and I'm gonna kind of add tension, get my roots kind of straight, and then go the rest of the way through. So here we go. Now I'm going to finish my mid shaft to end. By not using my thumb, I'm reducing the tension. And that's the first section. Notice it's not a silk press, it's not fully straight, because I don't want that anymore. What I want is some movement and some body to it. So I want to keep that in my hair. Now, moving on to the last section in this section, and because I want this hair direction to come down and kind of into my face, I'm going to, when I use my thumb lock method, I'm going to move down towards my face. So I'll do that now. Once my roots adequately dry, I get the mid shaft to end. And there it is. So, things you would need is a blow dryer with a concentrated nozzle, nothing too much bigger than that because you want full control over your air. The next thing you need is a round paddle brush that has multi-bristles, as in a natural fiber brush or something that is not an animal product that is like a boar bristle. And then nylon bristles on your paddle brush. There you go. And when I comb out my hair, I generally use the Aveda paddle brush, and I use it in a vertical motion. So my hair is at this point right here, which is what my hair looked like for all 3 of these Bantu knots. No pressing at all. But I did want to take the opportunity to show you how to press if you were to press. And if you were pressing, just pressing the front. So I'll go through. Take a little bit smaller sections. Now my flat iron is not on the highest level. My flat iron is in 400. So for a 4B client, generally you want your flat iron not to exceed 425. I'm on the lower end at 400 because I don't want my hair to be super straight. I just want it to show you what I would do for a client who is still getting used to more body in their hair and more texture and wants the front at least a little straighter. So I take these sections, and notice I'm just hitting the root in these smaller sections, and only one pass. For flat ironing the hair, the best kind of flat iron to have for highly textured hair is ceramic, and the best kind of blades to have are blades that are beveled. The reason being is because if you add a little bump to the hair to give the root body, even though you're pressing, you want the ends to be beveled so it doesn't leave any creases in the hair. So I'm breaking down section by section. Moving this one forward because I want it to come down towards my face. Only pressing the root. for right now. Last section. Getting in, coming down towards my face, only getting the root. So the root is a little bit more pressed, and now all together, I'll take that entire section and I'll make one pass with the flat iron on that entire section, just to smooth the ends a little bit more. But I don't want it to be too smooth. I don't want to take really small sections and flat iron from root to ends in small sections. Remember, this hair is older and needs a little bit more love and tenderness. Tenderness being the key. So you want most of the hair, you want it to be a thick bunch of hair before you press it, not in small sections. Smaller sections increase the tension and increase how much hair is getting high amount of heat. So be the kind of stylist that plugs your flat iron in and changes the dial per client. So we at Aveda, the texture team has come up with a system for, depending on what texture hair you have, what flat iron setting you should be on. And you should never be exceeding whatever the range is. For 4B, again, you're anywhere from 375 to 325. I'm a 4B client. I had my iron at 400. Generally, I don't go above that. Now, for the back, because I broke down the sections in the back to blow out, it got, the ones that I did first got a little cooled off. So what you want to do is not add too much more tension, but you want to heat up your section, because you want to heat it up before you get it into the set. Once it cools, when you release the set, it keeps the wave that you're going to get from the Bantu knots. So I'm just going to heat it back up. No tool, no additional tension, just warming it back up. Once it's nice and warm, the temperature of the blow dryer is high. So once it's all warm, high air, high heat. Because if you lower the air, generally you are blow drying for too long. So even if the air is on medium heat, and notice I'm taking my hair, twisting it down, because I like this flat. I'll show you again. Twisting it down, and then I'm going to twist it kind of to the midway point. I'm going to take that hair and I'm going to put it behind the Bantu knot that's in the back. I'm going to go all the way around. I'm going to take a hair tie, and I'm going to put that around there. Now, ideally, you'll keep this in overnight. So just like this, and how to sleep with it overnight is in a satin wrap. So this is my satin wrap. It's old and it's raggedy, but that's how most people's satin wrap looks like, because it's been with me for over 10 years. So here's my satin wrap. I'll take it, I'll put it over my head in a triangle, just like this. Wrap. And this is what your clients to do and how you want them to sleep on their hair. And literally you sleep just like that. What satin does is it makes sure that your hair doesn't get robbed of all of the moisture. Cotton and silk are natural fibers, and it takes all the moisture that you spent so much time putting in, it robs you of that. So sleeping on satin helps lock all of those things and boost shine. The other things that I wanted to say, I think some of the questions were like, so my tools were my brushes. This is the Aveda paddle brush to detangle. Cool. This comes in many brands. All you want to do is look for a multi-bristle brush that is of oval shape. The natural fibers, or one that mimics a natural fiber, helps add shine to the hair, and then the nylon helps detangle the hair as you work through it. Again, all the products that you see right here are 20% off. Those are all the products that I used. I cleansed once with the Nutriplenish Deep Shampoo, cleansed once with the Be Curly Co-Wash, and then I followed that with the Nutriplenish Deep Conditioner. And then once I rinsed all of that out, because you want to make sure that you're not leaving conditioner that's meant to be rinsed out as a leave-in conditioner. Once I rinsed out all of my conditioner, I sprayed in my leave-in conditioner, which promised me 72 hours of moisture. So I sprayed all of that in. I divided my hair into the sections that I was going to blow dry, and I zigzagged using a rat tail comb. I put a rat tail comb in, I zigzag it, I put it into those sections wet, and then section by section, I release. I put in 1 to 2 pumps of the Nutriplenish Multi-Use Oil, run it through, and then I break my hair down into sections and I blow it out loosely with just this. For the root is usually when I put the most tension. It's because it's the hair that is the healthiest and the newest and can withstand a little bit more than anything on the mid shaft to ends. So how I do that is I thumb lock and I press it through, then I take all of it and run it through my brush. Once I get the entire section done, I heat it up again with the blow dryer using no tool, no fingers, no tension, and I put it straight into the Bantu knot. Because when it's hot, it's ready to get set, and then as it cools, the set sets in, and then you'll see it once I release. So, here we go. Now, after I slept on my Bantu knots, or I've left it in for at least 2 hours, which is also why I pre-prepped, because I wanted you guys to see what this looks like. I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna start on this side, give this a little bit more time to cool. Yeah, Aveda 805, I love Nutriplenish too. So here's mine. Notice the definition of the Bantu knot and the shine. I'll take out this back one here. And the reason why I don't use an iron in the back is because I wanna reduce my families of heat. If I'm gonna blow out the hair, I don't wanna then also add a flat iron if I can help it. Usually just the front might need a little extra finish or finesse, and if you do use a flat iron to add that finesse for your client's comfortability, make sure you're checking the dial on the flat iron. So now I'm taking out the top. Notice the shine and definition from that guy. And here. She said a little. I finished taking this out. And once it's all out, I just take my fingers and I run it through my hair. The reason why I also like Bantu knots or 2 flat twists when I'm doing a less tensioned blow dry to reduce the amount of heat that I'm putting in the hair is because I want a little bit of body and texture. Because if I go for a silk press, if I make it look straight, what happens is that I'm gonna fight to keep it straight at all costs. So anytime I go outside and encounter humidity, I run back inside and I'm tempted to take my flat iron or my blow dryer and add additional heat to my hair. Where this, because there is texture in my hair, if it swells or humidity catches it, it kind of could look purposeful, right? Because the Bantu knots are so big and my hair is blown out, every night I go to bed, I'm gonna put in those same 3 Bantu knots, flat twist the front, put them in the back, and I'm gonna sleep with my head wrap. And every morning I release and I do this. So look, this is already kind of falling flat because it didn't have a whole lot of time to cool. But this had way more time to cool, and there you are. It's full of shine and it's full of texture, but it's not a silk press. It's not all flat. We don't want so much flat hair anymore. We want hair that moves and has body. And the Nutriplenish, or everything, even though deeply moisturizing, my hair still has a lot of body and movement. And because I wear my hair natural most, I'm just not used to straight hair so much anymore. So that's that. I hope, let me see if there's any other questions. Don't forget that products are 20% off. Add it to your bag. These work wonderfully. And remember, with the Nutriplenish leave-in conditioner, you get 72 hours of hydration promised to you. So that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed. I am gonna reset this, give this a little bit more time so I have a little everything else. So I hope you enjoyed your how to do a protective blow dry to keep the integrity of the curls. Thank you so much for joining today. Please fill up your bag with all of these beautiful products. And enjoy the rest of your night. Also, tune in to Austin. He's an amazing hair cutter, and he's going to give you some amazing tips. Thank you.